Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name is Arnes, and Steve is just here because I'm forcing him to be here.
Yeah, because I wanted to do a different anime, but Arnes insisted that we go over the anime High School of the Dead. Which I'm not against, just kind of wanted to do it a little later, but whatever, we're doing it now!
Yeah. We need one more anime that's worse in the views than...
You just want to do this so we have a thumbnail. I know this guy.
There's so many.
I've seen his toy collection. I should actually show your guys. So I should actually show these guys your toy collection.
I'll take a picture.
He's whopping like 3 shelves of just boobies, boobies and Bioshock.
It's the greatest combination ever. Bioshock boobies.
Yeah, it's also boobies and Bioshock.
They're stone cold in there.
Yeah, there's like the giant Arnold I got you on clearance.
But he's too big to fit in a shelf, so he sits on the side.
Yeah,
of
he's just kind of chilling.
Yeah.
You can't hang with the ladies.
But Stone Cold can, so it's fine.
A little Stone Cold. He's just like so out of place.
He does.
There's just like all these like boobs around him, and it's just literally just him, just like.
What do we need to talk about this anime, Steve?
Let's do this.
I'm doing this.
You gotta tell him what's the story.
Wait, there's a story to this thing?
What
I just remember, like, straight off the first episode, like, first 30 seconds, all I see is, like, Saya, what was that, red hair one?
Ray.
No, not that one, the pink hair one.
Saya.
Saya, yeah.
You're right.
All I see is just her boobs, like, she's like, you're stupid.
And he's just like, hey, I think I found what I'm watching for the evening.
Exactly. Like, that's it. I'm set.
Good to go.
Yeah. There's even a nudity scene in this anime.
Yeah. Oh, this is like the famous little bathroom scene.
Yeah, that's the nudity scene.
Yeah. Well, there's also like random stuff that happens throughout the rest of the anime, but you gotta watch it to find out.
Yeah. So, plot for this anime is zombies, high school girls, some odd reason high school girls and Japanese people, I don't understand, and titties.
For a little bit more in-depth plot, zombie apocalypse is happening at a high school. Kids have to get out of the high school, and they go on adventures after they get out of the high school. Also, the sucky thing about this anime is it only has really the one season, and it's not getting another one, which is the first downer for this anime.
Don't tell me. I know you're right, but just do not tell me those words. There's hope.
Even the manga ended.
It did not end.
It ended.
It's still on that whatchamacallit.
Hiatus?
Yes.
It ended.
Oh, it did.
Just because it just literally stops there like, you found your mom. Yay! And that's it.
Fucking hate you, whoever you are. You can't make the greatest anime in the world, but you can go make Trigar X? What the fuck is the matter with you?
Triage X.
Whatever. It does not even deserve me saying that right name. I watched the whole 10 episodes of that garbage. You know what was the most interesting thing about that anime?
Same thing about High School of the Dead.
Fucking titties.
Exactly.
What was the plot on that anime? I don't know. I watched all the episodes. I didn't get it. I don't care. Who the f gave you that right idea to skip on High School of the Dead to do this?
Well, because High School of the Dead was coming out the same time they had that disaster, and he didn't want it to be depressing. So instead of it being zombie apocalypse, they just went and did murder in a different way.
You're garbage. Get out of here. What I liked about the plot? Titties.
You have to explain more.
Well, they move in all different directions, and they're big.
This is why we don't have our Nets talk so much in these videos.
Okay, I'll take this more seriously. Mishizune titties. They're the biggest ones of them all.
Turn off the camera.
For the overall plot, it's actually not bad as I thought it was going to be. Because like the first time I watched this, it was on Netflix. It was actually semi-scary for the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Like it does. It definitely helps build the atmosphere.
Yeah, like the horror.
Crap's going down,
and it's going down fast. Like it's first teacher gets bit, and it just goes from there. Like he just grabs her shirt, bites her, and just spreads like a plague.
Yeah, because I know initially, because it was like, because I watched this on Netflix too, where you see the thumbnail and you're like, High School of the Dead, like Dawn of the Dead kind of thing. Like
that's what I thought.
Okay. Definitely doesn't seem like it's going to be the most interesting plot ever, but I'll give it a shot. And like in just like the first episode or 2, you already like see like they're in dire situations. People are getting murdered horribly. People are turning on other people. Like
that was like one of the best thing is like how human. It's like Walking Dead, like how humans are horrible in a situation like that. She's like, we're best friends. We're gonna survive. Oh no, help me! Get away
Let go
from
of
me,
me, bitch! She gets tackled too.
It just shows the human nature, man. It's horrible.
Yeah, the one guy gets bit trying to save Mistress Zune. And then she's like, thank you, whoever your name is.
I don't even know your name, but thank you. It's okay. I'll sacrifice my life for that too.
Oh yeah, man. But so definitely initially when I heard the title and the thumbnail, I wasn't thinking too much, but it definitely surprised me. Especially the animation quality. Like, it's a very pretty anime for how violent it is.
I don't understand why Triage X failed in that part.
Yeah, if you guys seen Triage X, pretty much the exact same animation because it's by the same dude. So I think it's by the same company as well. Don't quote me on that, but I think so.
Yeah, I'm like 99.9% sure it is.
And the nice thing about it too is that they actually deviate away from the school, and it's actually pretty quick. Because even though it's called High School of the Dead, it's only pretty much I'd say about a fifth of the actual anime.
Yeah.
Because they escape the school and then they have to go find refuge in other places. Which is pretty much where a lot of the action and adventure comes from. Because they end up stopping at, I think, like 4 different places.
Yeah.
Along the way. Which is something that is really cool, because especially for how short the anime actually is, it's nice to see a lot of different locations. Yeah, pretty much the worst thing about the plot, because it keeps you invested throughout the majority of it, it just sucks that it just kind of ends. And we get an OVA, which is pretty awesome. But it didn't really...
OVAs have not failed me in animes like that yet.
Yeah, it's true. But it didn't really help to, I guess, quench the hunger that you want, because you definitely want more of this. Especially since there's more that happens in the manga. Not like a lot more. But enough to maybe actually squeak out another season.
Yeah, they should.
Like, I kind of wish this was one of those animes like they would have did with, like, they did with Full Metal Alchemist and a few other shows like that, where they just kind of went their own little way. Like, Hellsing's another good example of this. And just finished it themselves. I think I would have just appreciated it a lot more.
But I guess it wasn't popular in Japan, though, which...
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, it's stateside, it's definitely a lot more of a thing.
Which I'm kind of upset about.
Yeah, which I guess kind of makes sense, because it's definitely... There's a lot more, like, Western tropes in the thing, because it's actually definitely inspired by, like, George Romero movies.
Okay, so there's 2 dudes in this anime, which... Whoever's watching this for the dudes, I'm sorry, but their names are Takashi and Koda.
Yeah, which actually they're pretty interesting, because Takashi's like your normal, pretty much standard anime character for these things.
He's a failure, pretty much in everything.
Yeah, but he's also super heroic, and all the ladies love him. And then we have Koda, which is pretty much us in the movie.
He's one of my favorite characters, in that anime, just for the simple fact of he's just a fat nerd gamer who actually turns out to be this badass guy who actually can defend.
Yeah, it's also super into weapons.
Yeah.
Which is something that was really cool.
He spent, one summer break in America being trained, so...
Yeah, he's actually, like, trained to use them. And then, like, even, like, the early episodes, he crafts, like, a weapon out of, like, a nail gun. He's like, man, I gotta put a stock on this so I can get better targeting on this and everything. Like, oh, sweet.
So, for the female characters, there's... I'll start with my favorite, Sayoko Bushima.
Mm-hmm.
Purple hair, purple underwears, purple bra. She's winning.
She's also the sword user of the group.
Yes. She uses a wooden sword.
Then she gets a regular one later, an actual katana.
And she has a dark history, which... What anime doesn't have a character with a dark history that makes her... quote unquote...
I know, the one that actually likes murdering the zombies has something wrong with her.
Yeah. So she has a dark history. There is Miss Shizuna, which is just a nurse, blonde bimbo who's retarded.
Yeah, it's just like, you don't know how she actually got a nursing degree, but whatever.
Yeah.
Also the most well-endowed character in the anime.
She's biggest of them all.
Now, my personal favorite, Saya, who's like the nerd of the bunch, like the actual brains.
Yeah, she's like by far the smartest one. She already knows like everything that's going to be happening, how, the whole water situation has to be taken care of, the power plant, the army's going to set up and everything. So.
And how you're stupid for not knowing it.
Yes. And then there's character that's like nobody cares about.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, she's cool because she's like, I guess, more of his main squeeze.
I am trained in the martial arts with the stick.
Like, she's just one of the ones, because especially like in the early episodes where all she does is whine, just talk down Takashi and everything, and then like they start trying to get together. It's just like, no, just move on, dude.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other people to choose from.
He does, one of the episodes. And then there's that one little female girl.
Alice. The little girl.
Yeah, she's just...
Gotta have a little girl in these animes for reasons.
And then there's a dog, Zero.
Yep.
And that's it for the characters. I mean, there's also like the bad teacher on a bus.
Yeah, there's like a few other random ones, but they're just more of like filler for the most part.
Yeah, so it's like, it's just to explain more of a story to each character, because each one of their own characters has their own story, or background story, if you want to say, so...
Yeah, which they get into a little bit, slightly more in the manga.
So next for the animation, we'll first get right into the zombies, which is supposed to be the best part of this anime, but it's not.
I don't think they were supposed to be the best part.
Well, it's called High School of the Dead, so it's a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, zombies need to look cool.
Zombies need to look cool, and they kind of do. It's not like all same zombies like I've seen some of the zombie animes before, where it's just like they all blend into the background and they all look the same. It looks like they actually took their time making them all different. So
yeah, it's not quite like School Lies where they like blurred out all the zombies. Yeah. Which I wouldn't mind doing a review of that one eventually. That one's actually...
I haven't finished that yet.
Yeah, I would actually argue that the story's better, but moving on.
I'll shove this mic down your throat. So the zombies are actually kind of cool. I like how they took their actual time drawing each one of differently out, so they're not all just same and blending into the background.
Yeah, like they all look cool. Like, honestly, it's nice to see like some of the characters like transition from when they became zombies.
Yeah, you can see you can see on some of them their bite marks and stuff like that. So they went all in out on the zombies and main characters. We should
all draw very well, and I mean very well. You got my drift. I guess my only real complaint about at least this anime, when you in comparison to like Triage X, which is the only thing I will give that anime over High School of the Dead, is the characters have a little bit more variety in the body size. Because you get like some of them are like well endowed, a little bit thin, and then you get like a little bit of the chunkier chicks and stuff like that.
See,
like,
in the manga though, in the manga, which I don't understand this, the characters were actually look a little different in sizes, but in animes they were all
they all kind of like blend in. Mainly difference is the head, and, like I guess slightly bigger.
Yeah,
like you pretty much have like large, extra large, super large, and oh my god, what happened?
Yeah. So, one thing about that anime.
Actually, one thing I would give the manga props is they had a police officer in the manga where she was actually like more flat.
Yeah, but we didn't get
and she was also super in Dakota, but you don't get that in the
anime. Yeah. Yeah, so like each character is actually pretty much drawn the same. Like they're all... Which, I don't know where this high school is. I remember my high school. It did not look like this.
Yeah, because like you get some other characters like throughout the high school that do look different. It's just mainly the ones that we're with are all just like fairly thin and also very well endowed.
Very well.
Which is something kind of neat for these kind of animes, so.
Yeah, because that's...
Thanks.
Yeah.
I also love how like they got like the shading and the lighting and everything done really well in this. Like it is very atmospheric for this anime, which is something that's really awesome. Boobies. And of course boobies. It's always going to be about boobies, man.
Why?
Sometimes we need a little bit more. And
we do. We get it different sizes. We get a G cup, a Z cup, and I don't know. I'm just pulling out letters. So for the fighting animation in this anime, it's trying to compare to one of the other animes that I've seen.
Triage X.
Can't always use that one. It's the same guy.
Yeah,
it's not much. Like, okay, putting this nicely, it's not much to like desired of my liking. Like, it's just him swinging a sword, or I mean the baseball bat, her swinging a sword around, cutting heads off, knocking them in their heads, shooting guns. So it's not like there isn't like, Claymore.
Yeah, just staying around the arms.
Yeah.
Like the animation is really nice. The fights are pretty sweet in this.
Yeah.
I also like how they get like a little bit more in depth with some of the shots where they do a lot of like the slow mo kind of like Resident Evil shots. As in like bullets flying between legs and barely missing the boobs as they spread apart.
Do boobs really do that in real life?
I don't know.
Somebody please let me know in a comment below.
Can they Matrix bend backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's cool, but there's just one of those moments where it's just like, really?
Like it did not.
Like you go from like super realistic to weird stuff like that happening.
And then he uses her boobs as a holster for the gun.
Okay, that was fine.
And then like as he shot, it would go in slow motion. You just see like the waves go through the like, huh.
Yeah.
So that one was okay. But
yeah, when you started getting like Matrix etchy stuff, then it was you're better off just sticking with the realism with some little gags here and there.
That was the downfall for me. So overall, it's an anime about boobs, girls, and zombies. Like, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's mainly the only problem I really have with the anime is that it kind of abruptly ends.
She has not failed me yet, so be careful what you say.
I'm not saying I hated it. Like, I actually still really liked High School Dad, but it does have some flaws where the anime just kind of ends. So the story, it's nice watching it, but it sucks that there just isn't really much of a payoff because it was supposed to be in later seasons and
12 episodes.
we're not getting it.
That's all they gave us.
Yeah, kind of like if you guys watch like the Guyver, same kind of issue where you want more, but it's probably not happening. The story could probably be a little bit more complex because a lot of it's just kind of moving them from like point A to point B, and especially when we start getting into a story, they don't spend a whole lot of time on it.
Wait, but isn't that just like every single pretty much zombie survival thing is getting from point A to point B and surviving? It's like you're just dissing Walking Dead right there. And there's like
there's a reason why I stopped watching The Walking Dead.
There's like billions of people out there who will dislike you for that.
Well, it's like I want something more than just like, oh, we're like we have to get out of the school. Okay, I understand. But then we get to the bus and the bus crashes and then we end up at this
but there's
apartment. But then it's like they're not even at the apartment very long. Like they're at the apartment for like an episode and then they're already moving on again.
Yeah, there's more. They're looking
and I'd
for
like to
survivors.
learn a little bit more about the characters, maybe a little bit more interacting instead of just keep moving along the roads. Like it takes away the realism a little bit because you really wouldn't want to leave. But then they go save the girl and then they ruin everything and then they have to move on and then they find their parents. But then they're not at their parents very long because then of course bad stuff happens and then they move on again.
Exactly.
It is. But at least like with The Walking Dead, the one thing I would say I didn't mind about them being like, say like at the farm for a decent amount, because they actually got to build up a little bit of story and you got to learn a little bit more about each of the characters, which in High School of the Dead, it moves really, really quickly.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like, okay, first when they're at the building, right?
Yeah.
They see a little girl whose dad just got stabbed, and they're going to go out of their way to save the girl, which what they did, and they mess up their whole the thing at the apartment because now the zombies are well aware where they are and they're coming in by hundreds, so they have to move. Same thing at the house.
Yeah, but that's just a part of the writing. Like they could have wrote it differently, where they could have actually had another episode where maybe they're building up stuff and maybe actually going out like finding supplies to actually stay there a little longer instead of just being there to pretty much just have a shower scene. So that's really the only reason they were at the house is just so we can see boobies. And then they had to move out of the house shortly. Then they were like, now we gotta get the fudge out here so we can go do other shenanigans.
So you're saying if you were at zombie apocalypse and you're looking at the girl across you, little girl about to get eaten, you wouldn't save her?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the anime could have like spent a little bit more time there.
It's okay, Steve. I wouldn't save her either.
Yeah.
It's okay. I would have stayed at that apartment.
But
I understand.
I don't want to say that this anime needed fillers, but it did. Like, it pretty much did.
The only reason why I needed filler is because I wanted more of it, though.
Well, exactly. It's just because, like, even the manga, like, it's pretty fast-paced, but in a manga, I don't really mind it as much. But in an anime, you kind of want to be invested a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you lose a little bit in the translation, I feel. But even with that said, I still enjoy the anime. It's just I wish there's just a little bit more to it. Because in those 12 episodes, it goes by so fast that I just really wanted to be with the characters longer and learn a little bit more about them than I really got to. But it's still really pretty anime. It's really gritty for what it was. And it's got boobies, just like Arnes said.
Like, honestly, like, I thought, like, when I first read the description and I seen the thumbnail, I was like, there's just going to be girls running around screaming. No, it's not. It's actually it's really more darker than what it seems.
Yeah, and you also get to see girls being badass, which is always something nice. Again, even though we were complaining about how short it is, it's a short anime, so it doesn't take long to watch it. It's pretty much, you pretty much finish this entire anime in about an evening.
Yeah, it's 12 episodes plus an OVA, so...
Yeah, so you got about 6 hours.
Something to kill time.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys check it out.
And let us know in the comment section below what you guys thought of High School of the Dead. And as always...
And I want to see only positives. No negatives down there. You hear me? And don't you cut this part out, Steve. I'll be watching.
You can comment all the negative things you wanted. But as always, help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button. Subscribe, become a ranger today. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Oh, it failed at the end, Steve.
Aww.